So we've just given evidence to the Environmental Audit Committee talking about deposit return schemes. The Environmental Audit Committee, it's a House of Commons committee which looks at government legislation and government action and the impact that may have on the environment. The issue they're looking at deposit return schemes and waste and recycling generally. We're having a lot of discussions now in Scotland about the potential introduction of a deposit return scheme there, and in England now that discussion is moving ahead, and indeed in Wales. So some of the impacts of deposit return schemes for retailers, essentially there'd be two ways you could bring in a deposit return scheme. One would be through manual collection in store, so people bring back the bottles, so the charge has been applied to those bottles, they then bring them back and get that money redeemed. Doing that manually we think is really difficult because you've got to take back dirty bottles over the counter, then you've got to be serving food and things like that, queuing time associated with that. So we really don't like the idea of manual collections in stores, manual returns in stores. An automated system, some sort of reverse vending machine, concerns about that as well, much more simple really, just cost. About £2,000 a year to lease a machine, plus the space it would take up. Who's going to cover the cost of all that in a system? We're still very early days thinking about what system could come in. Government, Parliament hasn't decided what they're going to bring in, but they are looking at it very carefully, and that's what the Environmental Audit Committee were talking about. I think the biggest issue on deposit return schemes is going to be how it affects local authority curbside collection schemes. And there's a real debate about this at the moment. What impact would it have? Because those local authorities already collect from every house, or most homes, and they can then amortise some of the cost of that by selling the plastic bottles as waste. If those plastic bottles come out of curbside collection, what does it do to the economics of that collection? So loads of issues more widely and loads of issues about retail. Our job is to put across those retail issues and try to make sure they're taken into account. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you think about deposit return schemes, what they mean for your business. We'll continue to work really hard on this issue.